The Slate Heritage Center occupies the Old Town Hall in Bangor, Pennsylvania. Built in 1907, it was a one-stop shop for municipal services in a borough whose population had quadrupled in 20 years because of the booming slate industry. To manage the many needs of the growing community, the borough built this large building with a 4-story clock tower. It housed the town council, borough offices, the police department, and the fire department. The Rescue Fire Company organized in 1886 and is considered the oldest active volunteer company in the Slate regions of Northampton County. Originally, it had one hand-drawn hose cart and a ladder wagon that occupied part of a small municipal building on this site. The borough planned a large apparatus room for the new town hall, which Rescue moved into in 1907. With no central alarm system, steam whistles from locomotives and the local steam heat plant blew to sound an alarm. After several disastrous fires, the borough installed a Gamewell telegraph alarm system in 1907, with neighborhood fire alarm boxes connected to the town hall. A siren at the top of the clock tower sounded the alarm, as it still does today, and a bell rang a number identifying the location of the fire. In 1914, Bangor received its first mechanical piece of firefighting equipment. The American LaFrance, on a Model T Ford chassis, was an unlucky piece. It was hand-cranked, and at least one firefighter broke an arm while cranking the engine. Another firefighter broke his leg when he was run over as the truck left the station. In 1922, Rescue upgraded to the piece of apparatus we see today. The Brockway LaFrance chain-drive hook and ladder truck was delivered in August 1922 and stayed in service in Bangor until 1954. The truck carries 5 ladders, ceiling hooks, axes, picks, handheld fire extinguishers, a basket for smaller equipment like coiled hoses, boxes for wrenches and spanners, and running gear like helmets, boots, and coats. Lanterns also hang from side hooks. An electrical spotlight was a later addition. The long running boards on either side provided a space for firefighters to ride to the site of the fire. Compared to today's modern apparatus, the open cab of this truck is very simple. There's a steering wheel, gear shift, brake, gas pedal, clutch, and a hand-cranked siren. The truck did good service in Bangor for 32 years when it was sold to another company in 1954. The truck resurfaced in 1999 when Linda Owens, wife of the Bangor Fire Chief Bobby Owens, located in Coopersburg, Pennsylvania, where vintage car collector Tom Troxell had restored the truck to operating order. Through Linda's valiant efforts, enough money was raised to purchase the truck and bring it home to Bangor. In 1999, several of the firefighters who had actually ridden the truck when it was in service helped bring it back home. Flory Milling Company, founded by Solomon Flory, was located in the small village of Uttsville, which was later to be incorporated as Bangor in 1875. By the time the mill had been in business for 22 years, Flory would become a large complex on North Main Street depicted in these 2 Sanborn fire insurance maps. Eventually, Flory would branch out into other ventures. He started a manufacturing company in 1878 and also opened the Northampton Quarry in 1885 with a group of business partners. Operating a slate quarry increased his knowledge for the equipment needed to run an efficient quarry. Being an entrepreneur, he used this knowledge to capitalize on the need for superior equipment to be used in the Slate Belt area quarries, thus manufacturing custom equipment for other quarry owners. The manufacturing company and the mill were divided between Solomon's sons, Samuel and Milton. Samuel, who managed the Flory Manufacturing Company, they produced a variety of iron and steel products, but their specialty was the Flory hoisting machine. They would also work with the majority of the slate quarries in the area to perform any repair work for the quarry equipment, while Milton managed the milling company, which produced flour and animal feeds, which was substantially enlarged in 1911. But in August 1913, a devastating fire broke out, destroying the manufacturing and milling company. Quoted from the local newspaper, a fire that caused losses estimated nearly $750,000 swept through one of the busiest industrial sections of the bustling borough of Bangor last night and this morning. Practically the entire plant of the Flory Manufacturing Company and the mill and elevator of the Flory Milling Company and one side of a double dwelling house owned by Edward Gum were destroyed. However, the fire would not hold the company back. Flory's would rebuild and eventually garner an even bigger global presence. In March of 1917, Tsar Nicholas Romanov of Russia contracted with Flory Manufacturing for 25 steam hoists for a total value of $71,568. Due to the Russian Revolution, 2 of the steam hoists could not be delivered to complete the contract. Today, The lot once owned by Florey's is now home to Banger's CVS Pharmacy. In 1958, located on the corner of Robinson and Pennsylvania Avenue, a fire would leave Penurgle's old realty building and nearby structures in total ruins. Thought to be one of the largest and oldest buildings in Penurgle, the fire was considered the worst in the 100-year history of the town. Flames swept through the 4-story building, as well as other neighboring residences, and most of the Penurgle Republican Club shortly after 11 p.m., destroying the buildings. 51 active and 6 retired members of the Lookout Fire Company turned out to help fight the fire. The Penurgle Fire Company was also assisted by 14 other fire companies as the realty building burned. Some of the companies kept watch over town so that the other fires from flying sparks would not get out of hand. The heat was so intense that water had to be sprayed on the Penurgle First National Bank and Weaver's Pharmacy to keep the damage to a minimum. More than 20 people were left homeless, and a number of businesses housed in the historic building were devastated by the blaze. The property would eventually be home to the Farmer Sands Pharmacy. Today, the building houses Blue Valley Dental. On September 28, 1993, at 2:15 a.m., the call went in for a fully involved structure fire with entrapment at 42 West Central Avenue in East Bangor. Additional assistance was required, with Bangor Fire Department responding to the call, as well as firefighters from Mount Bethel and Portland. Larry Carner, a member of Liberty Fire Company No. 2, entered the second-story window and found a 13-year-old boy about 10 feet from the window. With support from Danny Catoro, the boy was removed from the building. With assistance from Wind Gap Ambulance, both men were able to bring the boy down safely and administer life-saving aid. On April 11, 1994, at Bangor Fire Department's annual banquet, Larry Carner was awarded the Life-Saving Medal and a citation for his heroic efforts by Fire Chief Robert Owens. Today, the house remains a private residence. When I am called the duty god, wherever flames may rage, give me strength to save a life, whatever be its age. Help me to embrace a little child before it's too late. Or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert to hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to fill my calling and to give the best in me, to guard my neighbor and protect his property. And if according to your will I have to lose my life, please bless with your protecting hand my loving family from strife.